If there's one thing humans seem to excel at, it's making the same mistakes over and over again. Enter Walter M. Miller Jr.'s A Canticle for Leibowitz, a book that brilliantly explores this frustratingly cyclical side of human nature while dishing out heaps of sci-fi intrigue and literary brilliance. It's been more than 60 years since the book's release, but its themes still resonate. Let's dive into why this story of monks, nuclear apocalypse, and the relentless march of history is such a timeless masterpiece. Set in a world ravaged by nuclear war, A Canticle for Leibowitz spans thousands of years, chronicling humanity's attempts to rebuild itself after almost destroying the planet. The story is told in 3 acts: Fiat Homo, Let There Be Man; Fiat Lux, Let There Be Light; and Fiat Voluntas, Let Thy Will Be Done. Each act takes place hundreds of years apart, showing us a society slowly clawing its way back from the brink of extinction, only to flirt with annihilation all over again. At the heart of this struggle is the Albertian Order of Leibowitz, a group of monks dedicated to preserving the scraps of human knowledge that survived the cataclysm. These monks treat ancient blueprints, shopping lists, and technical manuals as holy relics, showcasing Miller's darkly humorous take on humanity's reverence for what it doesn't fully understand. Over time, as civilization rebuilds, the lessons of the past are forgotten, leading to new conflicts, new wars, and eventually a second apocalypse. One of the book's core messages is that history has an annoying habit of repeating itself. Miller's portrayal of this cyclical destruction and rebirth mirrors real-world patterns, from the fall of the Roman Empire to the horrors of World War II, and let's be honest, the countless conflicts since. Human history is a constant loop of progress, hubris, and collapse. Miller wrote the novel in the 1950s during the height of the Cold War tensions and nuclear paranoia. Having served as a bomber crewman in World War II, he witnessed the devastation of war firsthand. This experience seeped into A Canticle for Leibowitz, imbuing it with profound sense of weariness about humanity's inability to break free from its own destructive tendencies. What makes this book so bleak and terrifying is its implication that this tendency isn't just a product of circumstance, it's fundamental to human nature. Miller suggests that we're almost trapped in a cycle of our own making, a prison from which we may never escape. The repeated destruction of civilization isn't portrayed as an accident or an anomaly, but it's an intrinsic part of who we are. It's a chilling thought, and one that makes the novel's exploration of hope and resilience all the more poignant. But what makes this book so impactful is its refusal to be entirely bleak, although it is pretty bleak. The monks, despite their struggles and missteps, are driven by hope, a belief that preserving knowledge and culture is worth the effort, even if it seems like humanity is doomed to repeat its mistakes. This tension between despair and hope is what gives the novel its emotional weight and philosophical depth. Miller's critique of human nature doesn't stop at war and destruction. The book also explores humanity's obsession with technological progress. As civilization rebuilds, the same technologies that once led to devastation re-emerge, often accompanied by the same reckless ambition. The question Miller seems to ask is this: is humanity capable of using its knowledge responsibly, or are we destined to let our achievements outpace our wisdom? It's a question that's just as relevant today as it was in the 1950s. From a sci-fi perspective, A Canticle for Leibowitz is a trailblazer. It's one of the earliest examples of post-apocalyptic fiction that goes beyond mere survival tales to explore deeper questions about civilization, faith, and morality. The book's speculative elements, like its vision of a post-nuclear dark age, feel grounded and plausible, making its warnings about humanity's future all the more chilling. At the same time, it's a profoundly literary work. Miller weaves in biblical references, philosophical debates, and a biting satire, creating a story that's as intellectually stimulating as it is emotionally moving. The monks' reverence for ancient technology and their struggles to interpret it serve as a brilliant metaphor for how we often misinterpret history, either glorifying or oversimplifying the past. Miller's use of language is another standout feature. From the Latin chants of the monks to the richly detailed world building, the novel immerses readers in a setting that feels both alien and familiar. It's a testament to Miller's skill that he can make a story about dusty manuscripts and ancient blueprints feel as epic as any space opera. One of the novel's most striking achievements is its ability to balance humour and tragedy. Moments of absurdity, like monks puzzling over the significance of a grocery list, are juxtaposed with scenes about loss and reflection. Over the decades, A Canticle for Leibowitz has earned its place as a cornerstone of science fiction. It's inspired countless authors, from Margaret Atwood to Cormac McCarthy. Its exploration of humanity's darker tendencies and its warnings about the misuse of technology remain just as relevant today, especially in an era grappling with geopolitical instability. The book's impact isn't limited to the sci-fi genre either. Its themes of faith, morality, and the search for meaning have resonated with readers across all walks of life. It's a rare novel that can be appreciated as both a thrilling speculative adventure and a profound philosophical meditation. The novel's depiction of faith as both a stabilizing force and the source of conflict highlight the complexities of belief in times of crisis. In a way, the monk's effort to preserve knowledge can be seen as a metaphor for the role of religious and cultural institutions in safeguarding humanity's collective memory. It's not just a story about monks and nuclear fallout, it's a story about humanity, about us. It holds up a mirror to humanity's flaws and asks tough questions about our capacity for change. Are we doomed to repeat the mistakes of our past, or can we learn from them and chart a new course? Miller's masterpiece offers both a cautionary tale and a glimmer of hope. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, preserving knowledge and striving for understanding are acts of defiance against chaos. And maybe, just maybe, there may be a key to breaking the cycle. The book's central themes also resonate with today's challenges as we grapple with the ethical implications of emerging technologies, from artificial intelligence to genetic engineering. Miller's warnings about the consequences of unchecked progress feel eerily prescient. The tension between innovation and responsibility is as pressing now as it was in the atomic age. The story encourages readers to think critically about the way we view history. Are we truly learning from the past, or are we simply repeating the patterns with new tools and new justifications? The novel's cyclical structure forces us to confront these uncomfortable questions and consider what it might take to break free from the cycle. In the end, A Canticle for Leibowitz endures because it speaks to the universal truths about the human condition. Its exploration of knowledge, faith, and the inevitability of change makes it a story that transcends its genre.